they'll cut the whole plane off if they have to make sure this message gets through. It's
Your
crazy.
eyes like open. You're in a dead sleep. Your eyes just open.
Yeah, they just can force you open. Ding. All right, episode. Dude, I ran out of. For everybody on the YouTube, I'm out of paper in this notebook. It could be any episode, but it is episode 59, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Episode 59. Tyler Bertuzzi, R.I.P. He's 59.
He died?
No, but he's 59.
No, he got traded to the Bruins.
Yeah, he's a brew crew now, and he's
I didn't
59
know that.
there.
I didn't know that. I was like, he died? I legitimately did not know he got traded.
No, dude. If Uncle Todd Burt is still alive, Tyler's still alive.
That's very fair. I wasn't thinking you said R.I.P. When you hear R.I.P. I wasn't sure. That's my bad.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Any other 59s? Got to be good linebackers again that we're probably not thinking of, but
I don't know. Was Takeo Spikes 59? Maybe Jonathan Vilma 59? I don't know. I don't know why those two names come to my head.
Vilma, I like. Takeo Spikes, for some reason, is giving me 55 vibes, and I don't know why.
I mean, what team did he even play for, dude? He played for everybody, but
Wasn't he a part of the Bills forever?
He was 51. That was his. Yeah, he was 51. What a scumbag.
Samson.
59. It's also 10 less than 69, which is fairly funny.
That is funny. That's true.
Dude, what are we gonna do for episode 69? It's only 10 short weeks away.
That's a good question.
We're gonna fucking.
It's gonna be the middle of May.
Yeah, that's kind of far away.
Yeah, it is 15 minutes. How far in are we? 2 minutes in. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
You just gotta. YouTube does this dumb stuff.
Oh, you can't swear in the first 2 minutes. Where we frick that up every time.
Well, I try to, whenever I remember, and I should remember every time, but whenever I really remember, I will like mute all of the swearing for the first couple minutes.
And then they're like, what did they just say for the first 2 minutes?
Yeah. Watch your profanity.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll figure out 69 when it comes around. I mean, maybe we'll just go nut to butt or something.
I was gonna say it's just gonna be a horny week. We gotta feel.
Yeah.
We gotta feel it. We gotta feel.
We'll maybe by that time, me and you will have some fun, interesting dating life stuff, and we'll jump into something like that and kind of. Or do like a Tinder 2 type of episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great.
The first one. So
you fellas got 10 weeks to get some fucking Love Island type shit happening.
Dude, we're both gonna be wifed up, and we're gonna have nothing to talk about, dude. We're gonna
get out of here.
Doing dishes and cleaning up after the girls.
You guys are not gonna be wifed up. 0% chance.
Bob, I was just telling Mike I got a new prospect. That sounds.
First of all, yeah, I was just about to say that sounded so bad. We can't say prospect.
Really?
Yeah, I might have.
Let's get the combine numbers on her.
I might have met the love of my life. I don't know.
Really?
She doesn't watch this, so that's all right.
Okay, that is
all right.
good.
We got to get her watching.
Yeah, we did. If we're ever gonna get to these 200 subs with the Hot Ones challenge, yeah, we need to get her and her friends watching.
Yeah, valid.
So today, actually, this wasn't today. This is last week. I don't know why I said today. I have shit written down in my notes, so it feels like it's today, but it didn't happen today.
Makes sense.
And I know that this happens to you guys, but I want to know what song it might happen to you too. So I was coming home from Meyer, and a song came on. And I was like getting close to getting home, and I purposefully got in like the right lane so I could go slower so I could hear the rest of the song, because I was pacing to make it home like midway through, and that's just no good. And it was Mirrors by JT, which is an 8-minute song. So I really needed to like drag this thing out. I almost took a right and just said, fuck it, we're taking the long way home. But do you guys do this, and do you have a song that you would do this for?
I don't have any particular songs, but I do this in a sense that I have a couple ways to take home, like you said, the long way. Where if I'm at the certain intersection, I'm like, oh, this is a good song. I'll
You'll pivot.
stay straight or make the turn is quicker, but I'll stay straight if I got something on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely will do that. But it depends on the song. I mean, the thing is, are you listening to the radio and that happen, or?
No, it. So I mean, when I listen to the radio in the car, it's only like sports talk, but
Mhm.
so I'm doing everything on Spotify, and I happened to it came to my head out of nowhere. The song did, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I put it on quick, and then I realized, "Oh shit, there's no way this thing's gonna clear 8 minutes."
Oh,
you know, I
so you
thought of it
said,
like it just
I
came to
want to
my
listen to
brain.
this.
Yes,
I'm gonna turn it
exactly.
on. Oh, that's a psychopath move. I think
You
that's
think?
insane. Yeah, I think
To
that's a
take
little
longer
crazy.
to think of the song and then take longer instead of it being chosen for you?
Yeah, exactly. Like if it's on like a random shuffle or something and it comes up and you're like, oh, okay. But like the thing about when it's on your phone is that you can take your phone inside, you know?
You could do what?
Like you could take your phone inside. You can unplug, go inside,
Oh.
finish the song. Or like
Yeah,
as you're walking
but
in.
dude,
No. That's not the
that's not
same
the
though.
same thing.
It
Yeah.
is the same.
No.
It's
Car
y-
tunes are infinitely better than regular old
yeah, I was a
raw
Cartoon
dog
Network
phone
guy
tunes.
more than a Nickelodeon guy. I know cartoons are better,
What an
but we're
asshole.
talking about
What an
music here,
asshole.
Jack.
What an asshole. Dude, I mean, it's also unplugging your phone, that transition kind of fucks everything up for me too.
No, all right, you're right. It's definitely different, but also for you to think of a song and then be like, "Oh, I have this much time," like you need to know before you turn that song on. Like I think not many people do what you did. Like I don't think a lot of people are like, "Oh, 8 minute song, I got 5 minutes left. Let me try to figure out how to listen to this song."
No, I don't do it for I don't do it that often, but that was just one of those times where it was at the point where I had some options as far as slowing myself down. If I'm not putting it on my last turn.
Yeah, I get you. Like
I
I
will sit
understand.
in the car. I am a big sit in the car when I get home guy though. I don't know if
Oh
anybody
yeah,
else does that.
I do that, yeah, to finish a song, especially, or if I'm listening to like a podcast or a story or something.
Yep.
I'm a big sit in the car until I'm done type of guy myself. I feel like that's very common.
Yep.
So,
My classic is I'm listening to a caller half the time they're talking about the Lions. And I
hmm
just have I have my hand on the volume knob because I'm just ready to get pissed off and get out of the car. And then eventually just somebody says something stupid, I just turn it down and go inside.
that's
That's always
funny.
I
For
feel like
like
I've done that my whole life. And I just want to lay that out for you guys.
that makes sense. I had a time throughout like this last year where I like listened to the same Trippy Red um album for like every day, and there's a stretch of 3 songs that take about 9 minutes. So every time I'd get to a certain point in my commute home, I would cut those because they were in succession. So I'd just cut that first song on, and it would be I'd get home at the end of the song, and it was like the same 3 songs to end my drive home.
You just had it down
Literally,
pat.
oh yeah, and I'd just be like, "Fuck love" or whatever the fuck the song's
Right.
called. Like it was
Oh
just
yeah.
like yeah, it was a rap, and I'd go fucking crazy all the time for it. So I get it. I just think picking a song that's 8 minutes when you only have a couple minutes left is
Yeah.
a little bit insane. When you're like, ah, I gotta listen to this. When you can just go in the shower or something.
Would you rather have a nice car, like a 2023 lease, but it has a shitty sound system in it that you literally can't even turn up, or would you rather have a 2010 car that still has nav and shit, but Bluetooth and it has a fucking Bose bumping perfect stereo?
I mean, there's a lot more that goes into that.
I'm
I would
saying it's a
probably
nice 20, it'd be a nice
no,
2012, a nice
yeah. I
car.
mean, am I getting if I'm getting like the same gas mileage and I'm getting like the same return out of the car essentially like per
Yeah.
day,
But you're not
I would
getting the
rather
Apple
say,
CarPlay. You're not getting like the nicer new shit, So you
see,
got to work. You still can do Bluetooth, but it's not Apple CarPlay,
I
which
feel
is
like,
devastating.
yeah, I would need CarPlay. I think I would need CarPlay. Why does your car not have a good sound system?
No, my Blazer does now. The Buick didn't have as good of a sound system, but the Blazer has a better sound system for sure. I can't turn shit up like I can't be turning like Wayne or anything like with real hard bass up that high. I feel like that's probably the next trim level that has like a nice bass sound in it.
Yeah,
But
I
I
get that.
I think I'm in the same place though where I was thinking about this the other day and I don't think I can I'm at the point of no return with Apple CarPlay.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
agree
can't
with
it's
you.
one of those things that now that I have it, I can't live without that.
And how often are you really putting your fucking music up to 100? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, not often.
I mean,
Not often.
granted, my car has a decent sound system, so I don't think that I can kind of speak from experience on this, but like my car kind of bumps, but I feel like unless I'm driving really far for really long, I don't ever turn it up to a point where I'm like, oh, this is too loud. It doesn't sound good anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a progression throughout a long ride that like you go from like, okay, normal to like you turn it up a little bit, and then every time you're like, oh, this is a banger, you turn
Yeah.
it up a little more and more, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm yelling.
You're at
I
the
still have,
top.
yeah, I have 2 hours left in this ride,
Right.
and I need to turn this shit down and get back, like mellow it out a little bit, turn on some Jack Johnson or something, and just like sit back and relax for like 20 minutes, and then start turning it back up as you go again. You know what I mean?
You could feel like your face getting red when you're
Yeah.
at that point and you're like, "Oh shit, like there's no blood going to my head. I should
I
probably
think
like
it's
relax."
once you can't hear the fucking once you can't hear like the GPS chick anymore, you gotta fucking reel it back in a little bit, you know?
You still got the GPS voice on?
I have her really low.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like just because then I look like I have her really low only because then it'll force me to look at the screen. You know what I mean? To look at the CarPlay screen.
Yeah.
Cause like if I'm not, sometimes I'm just fucking going, and then like I'm not super good with directions. I'm not gonna lie to you. So like I rely on GPS. I really do, especially when I'm not in Illinois.
How
Um,
fucked would you have been in the MapQuest days?
I think I would have been okay in the MapQuest days if I had MapQuest. But like, if you were gonna tell me to just look at the signs and try to get there, I don't think I
I'm
would have been
talking
able to
like
hack it.
I'm talking the print off
Piece of paper,
MapQuest.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
You
could have done
think you
MapQuest.
would
I
have
think I
done
could
it?
have done that because I have the directions. If you
Right.
give me a list of shit, I can make it happen. But if you're like, oh, that's it, I don't think I'd be able to get there in a timely fashion. I'd get there, but
So you wouldn't be good at you wouldn't be good in an escape room. There's no directions in there. You just got to figure
oh
shit out for
no,
yourself.
no, that's not true at all. That's
That's
way different.
100%
Question:
true.
That's
What
way
is like the furthest you guys could drive from your house right now without directions? Like, what's the furthest place you know how to get to?
Ooh. Does I know that I can get to Florida from I-75. Like I just got to follow 75 the whole way.
Yeah, that's fair, but I mean like
to a
some.
house.
Like if I'm not taking back
Yeah,
roads or if I'm
Like
not
you have
taking
to get
highways,
into a neighborhood.
yeah. Michael's right. I like what Mikey's saying. It's like getting to a house somewhere.
Like getting into a neighborhood, like you getting to Saginaw, it's like, yeah, you could get there, but like for you to get to a certain neighborhood and little nook and
so you're
finish your
saying
drive.
somebody tells you like the street and then you got to like go to the street essentially.
You gotta get to the street. Yep.
With
Like if
no
I
like
were to
you got
tell
to
you
already know that street
exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah.
or be like, yeah, it's
Or
Crooks. It's Crooks. It's off of 14 Mile.
at
Right.
least within a
Yep.
mile, I would say.
Okay. I'm
Say
not
with
going very far, to be honest with you. I'm pretty
I mean
new to the
you could get to
Royal Oak
Saginaw,
area.
bro. What are you fucking talking about? You could drive to Saginaw. That's pretty far.
I don't think I'm getting to
Wow,
Saginaw, dude.
Robert
Well, I
Really?
know.
Rays.
Well, I can go
Weird.
I-75.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know another way. If we can't use highways, I don't know
No.
another
You
way.
can use the highway. You can use
Yeah,
the
you could
highway. You
use
just
the
gotta make it
highway.
to
Yeah.
Sag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you got to get home.
but that's fucked. Because that's
Why?
just because then that's like, what if I just happen to live in Pittsburgh and now I live here? Like, yeah, of course I could probably make my way to Pittsburgh and like find shit there.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he's asking how far can you go to where you till you don't think you'll be able to get to somewhere. There's got to be an end location. It's not like, oh, hey, there's a Zaxby's down in fucking Tennessee.
That's
Get
what I'm
there.
saying, though.
No, that's not what. I don't think that's what he's saying, brother. I think
Oh.
he's saying, how far can you drive and, until you're like, oh, I don't think I can get to this spot anymore. You know what I mean? I think that's what he's trying to ask.
I think the farthest where I'd be like, I know what I'm doing here would be St. Ignace in the UP.
Okay. I mean, that's far.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
That's probably the farthest
I
out of
like
all of
that.
us, unless you're like familiar with Wisconsin
Is-
Dells or something.
Is there multiple highways you got to take to get there, or is it a straight shot?
To St. Ignace? No, it's a straight shot. It's 75.
See,
Straight
I think
shot.
you
I was
have
gonna
to.
say, isn't
I
75
think we got to
the
break it up.
bridge? What?
I think it's got to be at least two highways. Where it's like for me, I got to get like to 94 to like fucking 69 or wherever the fuck it is out in Michigan, like to get towards Saginaw. Like
Mine
that,
would
it's
be,
like because you have to know at least one exit, then you know, like or one on ramp of some sort where you're like, oh fuck, did I miss it? You know,
Grand Rapids. Then I could do, because I got to go from 75, 696 to 96.
okay.
That's
See that to me, that's
couple
fair.
2 tree switches.
Yeah,
I don't know them like 100%, but the signs are fucking huge, so I'm sure I can
dude.
figure it out.
The worst was when in Grand Rapids they were having all that fucking construction for 8 years, and my fucking GPS would be like, "Oh, hey, bud, you're supposed to get off here," and then I look and there's a fucking barrier, and I'm like, "Well,
I ain't."
Yeah, this ain't happening, dog." Dude, that shit was so. And dude, the first time it happened, I was coming to visit you, and it was dark as shit. It was a late night one. I was coming after work, and I was like, I started freaking out. It was like getting to one lane, and I didn't know it was gonna start happening, and I'm like, I'm either gonna run into. I got so nervous for like 3 minutes, and I like was starting to kind of get like have a panic attack, and then I was like, oh okay, just keep going, you'll figure it out, dude.
That was like
Bro, I'm
right by my
surprised.
apartment, right?
It was like,
Or you were like
I wouldn't say-
almost downtown.
yeah, exactly. It was like right
It's
before
really
you started getting in there.
Those highways right before you start getting into downtown Grand Rapids are fucking dark. I don't know why. They're just like, literally, they're just not well lit for some reason. And I think it's because they've done so much construction there. Because even when I was back there this year, I noticed it again. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
why
it's
is
like,
it so
what the
fucking
hell?
dark here? Because, yeah, there's a bunch of important shit coming up that you need to be, like,
Yeah,
be ready for.
Exactly,
I'm
dude. And it
surprised
hits like that.
I'm surprised that your fucking phone didn't like remind you, or that it didn't know that that was under construction. I swear to God, my like Apple Maps or whatever is way too alert. It's like it'll tell me that there's a speed check ahead, or it'll be like, fucking watch out for this asshole in front of you, and I'm like,
I think it's
how did
gotten-
you know that?
I do think it's gotten progressively better because I've had like, you know, the speed check. I get that shit too, but like, I don't know, like that time it didn't. I think it just like the next exit. It was like the next exit, so like they kind of considered the same thing. The Apple Maps couldn't figure it out because it happened for like 3 straight times I went up there, and I was like, fuck. And to your point, Bob, Michigan in general is dark as fuck. Everywhere.
Yeah.
The driving in Michigan is so much darker than driving in, well, at least for me in Illinois, where it's like everything is lit. Once you get out of Indiana, everything is lit. It's amazing.
We don't got that many fucking bulbs here, dude. What do we look like, a bulb factory?
It's because you guys don't pay fucking tolls, bro. That's what it is.
No, we ain't paying tolls. We're anti-toll.
I'm with you. I wish we didn't, but also we got.
Bro, speaking of tolls, when Kyle Brown and I were on our way to North Carolina, Cap completely forgot to tell us that you could only pay for the tolls in cash.
Yeah.
So neither of us had any cash on us, as I normally wouldn't. And so we get to the first toll. I hand the guy my card, and he's like, "No, you need cash." So Kyle and I start looking in his mom's. We were driving his mom's Jeep down there, and were like grabbing quarters and stuff out of like her front console. We gathered like $2 and some change, and the guy was like, "That's fine. Just stop at an ATM before the next one." There was no ATM before the next one, so then we had
Yeah. Also,
No
What?
what does
way.
that even mean? Stop at an ATM before the next one. What do you have ATMs on the side of the road? Like what kind of
Well,
statement is that?
He
well,
wanted
like
him to go to a gas station.
yeah, like at a
I
gas station.
guess, but fuck,
Oh, it's
still.
still an asshole thing, but like
Yeah.
they're assholes for not thinking there were going to be any tolls when they're taking a half cross country trip.
No, I
That
knew
is
there was going to be
very
tolls,
true.
but I didn't know you could only pay in cash. That's absurd. It's fucking 2023. You guys should have Apple Pay on this joint. Slinging people through cash.
Yeah, I
Is
just
this
drive through the iPass.
1897? What's that?
In Illinois and I think in Indiana, they you can use it in Indiana. Theirs is called Easy Pass, but the iPass works. It's pretty much you just load money into an iPass, like a little just a little thing or whatever, and then it reads your shit as you go through, so you don't have to actually stop at the tollway. But since COVID hit, you just drive through them and you pay them online, and then you forget to pay them, and they rack
That's
up,
good.
and then you have to pay
Say,
$15 for one toll. It
Zero
sucks. But
percent chance I'm ever paying one of those.
oh yeah, you do because they start sending you letters saying yo, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh
I was,
yeah, you get those like
dude.
scary looking judge letters.
Kind of. Well, no, no, they're just like. Have you ever seen like a ticket for like a red light ticket that comes in the mail? They like show your license plate and all that bullshit.
Mm-mm.
Oh well, either way, it's like that. They just send you like a photo of your license plate, your car driving through the iPass, just saying that you went through it, and then you gotta pay. It's just they send you a
Here's the
bill, but
evidence, bitch.
Bob, have you
yeah,
ever gotten a ticket? I've never heard any Robert getting pulled over stories before.
Yeah, because I'm not a freak like
What
mom
the
and other
fuck?
people.
Listen,
our
pal, I've had my
mother's
fair
our
share.
mother's the worst in the vehicle for whatever reason.
really.
When it comes to cops, yeah, she's ready to fire on all cylinders because she always thinks she's in the right. And it's funny because she's not a stubborn person at all. So like I don't know what it is. I think she watches too much cops, and that may have like tricked her brain because like she's on their side there, and then like but she's seeing them. I don't know. Maybe she like wants to get tackled or something, but or be on the show. Uh,
Funny.
I just got a ticket recently. It was actually right after I got the Blazer. I was going the same way I go to work every single day, and apparently it's 60 miles an hour. I always thought it was 70. I was going 84,
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
and it's on 75. Like it's fucking. I mean, you know the strip,
Holy
right?
shit.
Well,
Where?
it's right next to our house. Like if you were to go on to I-75 north or south from Campbell and 14, like that's fucking
It's 60 right there? Never have
60.
I
You'd
ever went
never
60.
know.
Not
It's a
even one time.
4-lane highway, dude. You'd never, and then it just turns back to 70 at some point. But this guy
That's
got me. I fucking blew by him. Never saw him because it was pretty like packed traffic in the first or the 3 lanes to the right. I was in the farthest left lane, and I fucking
Damn.
cooked past him. He's like, do you know it was a 60 back there? I was like, honestly, I've been living here for a year and a half, 2 years, and I had no idea that it was 60 right there. Everybody
That's
goes
hilarious.
80 there.
well, bro, and it's because we never see the other side of that. So we probably never see the 60 mile an hour sign. You know what I'm saying?
It's 60 so quick that it just, and he just got me in the perfect spot. What a prick.
He gave you a ticket?
Oh yeah,
Ah, that's unfortunate.
$1.80.
Dude, I was going to Wisconsin this summer, and I was $1.80.
$1.80.
Holy
He gave me.
fuck.
It was only 7 over too. He was trying to be nice. They're
Did you
like,
get any
I
points for
7
that
to
joint or
10.
what?
I have no idea. I called the courthouse. I said, your website's not working. They said, yeah, we could just take your payment over the phone. And I was
Oh,
like, all right,
wow.
well,
damn $1.80.
You
I
should
didn't.
find
I
out,
didn't.
though, because your fucking insurance might go up.
Yeah, it didn't yet. I don't know if it's going
Ah.
to on the next policy or whatever, but
Yeah, I was going to Wisconsin this summer to break records. Broke a record for the longest shot ski ever. It got broke
Oh,
the
yeah.
next week. Yeah, it got broke the next
got
week.
broke the next week.
I found it out recently. I hung out with that girl, and she's like, "Yeah, you know that they
No.
broke it." Colorado. So there's a bar in Colorado, broke it literally the next weekend. I go,
What is
oh.
that? What did you do? I don't
No.
understand.
So I went up to Wisconsin to do this a shot ski. You know what a shot ski is, obviously, right?
I do not know. Is that like with
When
the
like
board? Everybody's got the shots in it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
yeah.
what they did is they bolted like a billion shots together, and we had like 1,500 people do it all at once. Everyone took a shot at once. It was crazy. And then it was like this big thing. And then I guess some bar in Colorado literally broke that record the next week. So, but
I wish. I bet you wish that she would have just never told you that.
I 100% wish I would. But you know, hey,
Yeah.
guess what?
50 years from now,
For
Mike's
one
still telling
second,
this story.
I could say that at one point I was part of a world record. I could say
That's
that.
true. That is
So
cool.
I mean, records always get broken like that. So, and I think that Wisconsin, like that bar, is literally called Shotskis. They should do an annual thing where they just try to keep
Just
breaking
break the
it.
record. Absolutely.
Yeah, like why not? And they'd probably make so much money off of that shit. It's like, so what? Even if you don't break it, you still probably made a boatload getting
What a
everybody
bunch of
there,
pricks in Colorado. How did they even
right?
hear about that so quick?
I think there was some sort of like rivalry. Like it was like they broke it, and then they knew that the bar in Wisconsin was trying to break it. So like I think they like knew it was like this was
So they
some
literally just
ongoing thing.
added like a 2x4 onto the fucking board and then just put another shot at it. And we're like,
Well,
yep, foot longer.
yeah, ours was the most. It was the longest. It wasn't the most people. So yeah, they must have just added one extra fucking shot and did it. You know.
How long was
So
it? I know
I don't
people are
fucking
dying
know.
to know this. You have no
I don't know.
information on that. You did the
It
longest.
was
That's
I'm
like the
starting to
most
think he
critical
wasn't even
thing.
there. I'm starting
It
to
was
think he's
over-
pulling our leg this
Yeah,
whole
it
time.
was
I don't think
over
you were there
1,000
either.
feet long. It was over 1,000 feet long. It
Over
was like
1,000?
yes, there was like 1,300 people that did a shot.
Holy shit!
It was like a little
I
over.
thought you were gonna
1,300
say like
people.
100 feet.
No, you fuck. It was like, dude, it was a crazy. It was like,
Jack,
it
do you
was
know
like,
what 1,000 is? I feel like this isn't like going through your brain right now. 1,000 feet. You know what?
bro.
1,000 feet? I'm
The
aware.
the Millennium Force is 300 feet, and you're up
High.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, but height looks a lot different than like a football field is 300 feet as well
Dude, it
without
was
the
like,
end zones.
bro, we were like fucking blocks down, dude. Like the bar was
right.
here.
That's what I'm
We had to
saying.
walk
That's
like
nuts.
5 blocks to get to the next spot. It was insane. Like it
That
was
is
a lot.
nuts.
It was probably it had to be close to a mile long. No bullshit. Maybe a little less. So what?
A thousand.
However, fuck.
No,
So that's
a
that's
mile
5,000.
is 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it was probably like
That's a bit.
it
of
had to be a
an
quarter mile
generalization.
though. It had to be a quarter mile, if not longer.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was
That's fucking
nuts.
Crazy. That's
Yeah, it
way
was
more
cool
than I
though.
thought it was gonna be. I thought it was literally gonna be like 100 feet, and I was still gonna be like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Yeah,
No,
no,
but you know
it
what
was
tripped me out
big, dude.
is that, and I've always thought this since I was in like 6th grade, a track, 4 laps around a track is a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like it.
If you stretch it out, though, you make that track a straight line, you're in trouble.
Like I would need to see a straight line mile track in order to believe that that is indeed a mile because it seems like way less.
Well, yeah, you hit it once, it's quarter mile. It doesn't seem that bad. You can run a quarter mile pretty easily. What is that, 100 meters?
400. Mile is 1,600 meters.
Oh, yeah, so one of the straights is 100 meter, eh? Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Why don't you have the chick in your car turned all the way off? I'm sorry, but I can't get past that.
What chick?
What?
Your maps chick.
Oh, dude, I like for her to fucking tell me when I gotta do stuff, dude. I
You
lose
just
track.
follow the line.
I know, but I don't look at the line that often. I'm following the road. I like to look. So
I didn't even know you could turn the chick off. I've had
Yeah,
it
You
on
didn't
the
know
whole
that?
time.
Oh God, Jack, you gotta turn it off because it's not
Oh,
even.
you're gonna
It's
start
not
getting
even like
lost.
you're not gonna start getting lost, dude. And it's not even. I wouldn't mind it. I don't mind hearing the voice. It's the interruption of whatever I have going on. The music,
So,
the
is
podcast, the fucking trivia, whatever I
So I'm
have on the
pretty
speaker.
sure it doesn't enter. So I'm pretty sure, like, unless you're playing like, I don't think YouTube or there's certain things that don't actually stop playing. Like it
They don't
still
pick it
goes
up.
through.
Just
Yeah.
ignore it.
No, it
But you
does this
just
cool thing.
you
It's
hear the
called
bitch in the background.
yeah, it's called ducking. I actually just learned about this recently when I was looking at new freaking software to add it on.
Boxing.
But yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, but it shrinks the volume of one audio. Like if you're listening, because I always listen to the pod or a pod whenever I'm driving, and it like lowers the volume of the pod so that Siri can talk over it for a moment, and then once she stops talking, it recognizes that and turns the volume back up to where you had it on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
ducks.
You know who doesn't have the ducking operation is any plane. If you're watching a film on the plane, they shut that shit down and say the captain's got something to say right now. There
Does
is
that
no
actually happen? They turn your
dude,
shit off?
they basically have the rights to like the Spotify that you're listening to. They'll cut the whole plane off if they have to make sure this message gets through. It's
Your eyes
crazy.
like open. You're in a dead sleep. Your eyes just open.
Yeah, they just fucking force you open. Ding. Captain comes out. He's like, "Sorry, I just had to take a leak. Just wanted to let you guys know you're on
Yep.
autopilot for a second."
False alarm. False alarm.
Oh fuck, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, that shit.
I mean, dude, I'll turn her down for you, bro. I don't know. I just feel like
appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna get. I feel like I'm
You're
gonna
going
get
to
lost
appreciate
without
it.
her. I don't think
If
I
you
am.
start getting lost, I'm not gonna help you. You just need to figure out where to go. Like you just need to find your way.
You're
I was
just gonna
gonna
be
be
getting
nice to
calls
you,
from
but I'm
me.
not gonna be nice. I know.
You're gonna be getting calls from me in the middle of nowhere. Bob, I'm lost. Come and fucking
Yeah.
help me.
I mean, like, dude, just look at the blue line. It's as sturdy as anything you'll ever look at. You can't not follow it.
Jesus Christ.
In other news, because we're we're 31 minutes in and we haven't talked about food yet. So, I mean, let's get into some shit. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was kind of fascinating to me, at least the headline was, but Oreo built a doomsday vault in Norway to protect the cookies. And from the pictures that I was seeing, and it looked like it was straight out of Star Wars: A New Hope. They were on Hoth. This thing's like a big steel building dropped in the middle of a blizzard. Like it just looks like there's nothing else out there. And that's where the Oreos are going to stay and be protected.
To protect
What?
the
That's not
Oreos?
real, right? That's
No,
not real.
it's fucking real. The Global Oreo Vault is just down the
Oh
road
my
from the
God.
famed Svalbard Global Seed Vault in Norway. So that's where in Norway they have all like the plant seeds that they keep in case of an apocalypse. And they said, you know what? Why aren't we using our best asset and putting that in the
Dude,
vault too?
that is insane looking. That looks like it's straight out of a fucking movie. Straight up, dude.
Isn't that sick?
I just don't really get it. Like they're just trying to say, and that this is in case of emergency cookies only, right?
Yep.
I don't get it, dude.
Doomsday situation.
You know what this reminds me of is in Zombieland when that dude's looking for the last Twinkie. This will never happen
Yeah.
with Oreos now. We know where they're at. We know where they keep
Right.
Eh.
Dude, imagine
But-
the apocalypse happens and like the movies that you could make just based off people trying to get to this Oreo vault. 3 kids from South Detroit take off.
Yeah. Learn how to fly a
Norway.
plane.
Learn how to sail a ship across the Atlantic.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Will they find the cookies?
That'd be
And they're
tough too,
calling
because
each other.
in the apocalypse, I don't think Maps is working.
I don't think Maps is working.
So we gotta just find
Signs.
yeah, dude, we just gotta get there.
Dude,
And there ain't no signs in the Atlantic. That would be the toughest part.
I've never thought
Yeah,
about
where's the
that.
exit sign?
You just keep
Dude.
heading east until there is no more east to go.
You've been on a cruise, right, Bob?
Yes.
You went on a cruise. So like when you're on the boat, how often is it when if you like look out into the sea, you don't see anything on the other side? Is that how it is, or is there like, are you kind of in like tight quarters the whole time where you kind of are following something?
No, that's how it is. When it's a day at sea, it's fucking day at sea. Like you don't see anything, and that's what most cruises have. Like the day coming home, you just have like the last day as a day at sea. And yeah, dude, it's water. We're in big trouble.
Jesus, dude, that
Oh,
is that scares the
it's
fuck
the
out of me.
scariest thing other than just blank space in front of you. Blank ocean in
Yeah.
front of you is terrifying
Fuck, dude.
because you don't know what's down there, dude. You don't.
And you don't know how pissed off that captain is today.
Yeah. You know what's
That's what I
not down
think.
there? You know what's not down there? Oreos. And that's why you
Yeah.
gotta make it across that motherfucker and get
They're
your
out in
vault.
Norway, dude. Have you seen the customizable Oreos?
No, like Nike ID Oreos.
Dude, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go on, this was fake that I saw, but I saw someone was like, "Oh, I got my Oreos today," and they were like, literally a Nike ID of Oreos. You're able to like make your own flavor, put your own little picture on the fucking front of it, and like, it was actually kind of cool. I thought that'd be a cool gift to give somebody.
Wow, my birthday is
Yeah.
in a month. If you guys want to get me a custom Oreo,
I did not do much research
I
on
don't
this.
want to give you a custom Oreo.
come on, dude.
That's the
Just give me
lamest
an
fucking
Oreo.
gift ever.
Come on.
First of all, I mean, not that you guys got to tell me on air, but I mean, my birthday is literally tomorrow. We're talking about your birthday, so
Yeah,
suck
I
my
know.
dick.
We're gonna talk about your birthday at the end.
Oh,
You
okay.
prick. What do you want? The whole episode? Now we're not.
No,
talking
I didn't
about
want. I didn't want
Yep.
any of the episode.
Lost your
But
privilege.
I didn't do any research on this, so this could be fake. It could have just been some baker that some chef that was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and then pretend like they're actually, they sent it to him. But I'm pretty sure it's something. I'm gonna look into it. I'll get you a pack of fucking Bob Oreos.
Hell yeah,
some
dude.
some Boreos.
You know what the fucked up thing is though? I don't really want them customized. I like you could put like a picture of whatever on them, but I like a classic
Just
regular
chocolate
cut.
with the white.
Regular cut doesn't need to be double stuffed. I don't need a thin. Just give me a regular Oreo.
I mean, that's fair.
Which
A
I mean,
regular
that's how I like my Oreos.
uncircumcised Oreo.
Yep. Don't chop that head off, dude. I want the whole thing. It is wild though.
like
I
it.
mean, they've only had the seed thing since 2008.
And these are seeds for like flowers or seeds for like food?
Yeah, these are seeds for like food, like plants and anything that could ever help us. They have a seed for it in there just in case some shit goes down. But I mean, for the
That's kinda
second
smart.
vault they build to be Oreos, I mean, pretty good marketing gimmick over there at Oreo.
Bro, I saw a video just the other day. This chick was like, yeah, every once in a while when I'm at the grocery store, I stop and look at the cookie section just to see what those Oreo folks are up to. And that's kind of real shit because you absolutely
dude.
never
Yeah.
fucking know. You
It's
never
a
know.
wall too. It's a wall of Oreos.
They've got them all.
It's hard to walk past too.
It's like Pokemon, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And they evolve
Yeah.
just like Pokemon.
Yeah. That is true.
Wow. If you guys could vault one snack, what would it be?
I feel like we talk about this all the time.
We do. But this is a you have to cross the sea to get to this vault.
Are we talking any snack?
Any snack, any food.
I don't know, man. That
It
would
could
be
just
so
be like,
hard.
I'm gonna vault ingredients for a red velvet cake.
I'm vaulting Cool Ranch Doritos every single day of the week.
That's
If
a good
they
vault.
ever run out of those, I'd probably be done, actually.
That's a good vault. A lot of people would be after those too. You know? You wouldn't be the only person. It'd be a Hunger Games situation at the vault.
Actually, yeah. I did not take that into consideration.
It would. I mean, no, it's going to be a Hunger Games situation at the Oreo vault.
Yeah, no matter
Oh,
what. Yeah.
Especially if there's still weed on the planet and people are like trying to get, people are like, we need to go get them Cool Ranch Doritos. Need to get my hands on some of them Cool Ranch Doritos, all baked out of your wits. And somebody's like, well, we got to cross the sea to do that.
Well, why can't we just have a Dorito vault? Like Oreo has a whole vault. They probably have a bunch of different Oreos. Like, we just have a whole Dorito vault.
Nope. Cool Ranch.
No,
only.
we could probably do that. We could probably fit, like, well, it depends on what kind of Doritos you're talking here. We're not just letting anybody in this.
Well,
in this
now
club.
you're talking the end of mankind, because if you put all the Oreos in there, then it's going to be an even worse war. Whatever ended mankind in the first place, this is going to be twice as bad. The Dorito War.
Did you know that red
No.
velvet cake is just chocolate cake with fucking red food coloring in it?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. And people go fucking nuts for that
Oh,
shit.
nuts. I'm pretty sure it's just vanilla. I think it's just red.
Or it's just basic is what it is. There's nothing. The red does nothing.
Yeah, no, nothing.
It's just the color of it. It's insane. Right. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, I might vault Reese's Pieces. I love me some Reese's Pieces. That's something that I would cross the earth for.
Dude.
That was such a virgin pick. I mean, that's
You're right.
crazy town. Reese's Pieces, that's out of every single food and all the candy ever.
All right.
You're taking...
Flag on me. What do you want me to take?
I don't know. I don't know.
If we're sticking to chips, dude, I'll take Funyuns.
Yeah,
Mike and I have talked about this before. Funyun 2 is, I feel like, a little bit more niche than the old Reese's Pieces. So, but there'd be a war for the Funyuns, but it would be a war that I think that Mike and I could win if we need to get in there, or at least get
I'll
a
lead
bag.
that army. Yeah, we'll get a bag for sure.
We'll get a bag at least.
Yeah, I would just, I don't know. I'd probably just die day one if you want me to be completely honest. But
you're not making it across the sea. I think you could get to the coast.
Yeah, and I would be like a dog near a pool, like dipping his toes in and be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back home and die.
Like a cat that falls into the pool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out. Yes, exactly.
Just immediately back out somehow.
Gone.
It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, and then gone forever.
Bro, not to fucking nerd out for a moment, but I was just watching this video the other day, and if this were to happen, if everybody were to kind of, die, the spookiest thing about those first couple weeks there would be that, so like we keep satellites in orbit by these little boosters. They're called retro rockets. And they pretty much just point perpendicular to the surface of the earth, and they fire every once in a while to keep us bouncing around the earth instead of falling down. But there are a fuck ton of satellites going around the gosh darn earth right now. And if all those crash down at like nearly the same time, it would be hell. Because they're going in all directions at all sorts of speeds, at all sorts of distances. Some of them are huge, some of them are small, but something traveling that fast is not going to feel great when it comes crashing down. And there's going to be like all sorts of destruction from these joints when it happens.
Hey, Jack, you ever hear that saying, if a tree falls and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yeah, but imagine you're halfway across the Atlantic on your way to the Oreo vault, and all of a sudden you get smoked by the International Space Station.
I think that would be the best way to go ever. Better than drowning. Just take me out. Science be damned.
That's valid. That's
2 weeks into the apocalypse, everybody's walking around with like a helmet on of some sort. You just pass some dude in like a Jets helmet. You gotta fucking watch out for them satellites, dude.
Fucking the goddamn Jets.
The goddamn Jets. Speaking of the
they're trying to get Aaron Rodgers?
They're trying to get the old Jodge piece.
What a joke that's gonna be. I hope
they're gonna get him.
Actually, I don't give a fuck. Is it? I mean, I heard they're sending the fucking whole cavalry after his ass.
They did. They sent a private plane full of Jets people.
Yeah.
To go talk to them in Green Bay today.
Squad.
As NFC Northmen, I think that we both want him gone. I mean,
yeah,
I don't care that I know he owns you guys, but we own him now.
True.
And I don't want to see him Undertaker this thing and fucking come back to life and be the boogeyman again. You know, I'd rather see him in a Jet uniform. They'll probably do some shit too.
To say that, for you to just say that you own Aaron Rodgers now is the most Detroit thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
How long do we have to wait, though? How long do we have to wait? How many games
in? More than one season, I think.
Dude, what's our record in the past, like 5 years? Maybe 3, actually. Let's not say 5.
The only people that own Rodgers more than the Lions right now are the San Francisco 49ers, and that's because they kick him out of the playoffs every year. Except this year, the Lions kicked him out of the playoffs, and we didn't even have anything to play for. Biggest fuck you possible. So fuck him. We own him. Discount double check. Right
All
on his
right.
ass.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I disagree at the heart, but I understand your argument, or I understand your side. So
What do you think? Do you think that team could win the AFC East with Rodgers?
absolutely,
Think they could take the Bills?
dude. I don't know if they can win the East, like for sure. But dude, I don't see why not. They damn near fucking made the playoffs with that team. They didn't have a quarterback all year long. I mean, fuck. Who was the guy that was starting towards the end? Like, I mean, didn't they have a guy other than Flacco start? It was like Mike White, obviously Wilson, and then didn't they have a fourth guy start somewhere along the way, or play or some shit?
I don't think it
Like,
was other than Flacco.
I think they
Maybe, I
had
don't
another
know.
guy. Either way, they're scraping the barrel for
Oh
guys
yeah,
to throw the ball to what I would consider a really good young tandem of receivers in what's his name?
Garrett
What's the
Wilson.
and the other kid that they drafted last year
Last year
or
was
2
Garrett
years ago
Wilson.
at this point. 2 years ago at this point now.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the other kid, whatever.
I can't
Can't
remember. Keep
Elijah
slipping.
something?
Oh yeah, Elijah
Maybe.
Moore.
Yeah,
Yep.
like that. Like they got a good little squad where it's like, dude, fuck, man. And then they got the defense alone. I
That
think
defense is
so.
nasty, dude. That defense is
Yeah,
so good.
I think
Anyway,
that team could make noise, man. And I think the Bills are overrated. I think we all kind of are seeing that Josh Allen is not as good as we thought in terms of like being a winner. You know?
right.
The only deal that pissed me off that I saw today was the Geno Smith Jazz.
Why?
I don't know, man. He
We
had like
have we have a vendetta against Gino now after
yeah,
what he did to us. He
it's
ran
not great.
all over us. I hate him
I
too,
mean,
honestly.
Well,
yeah, but it's
and then they fucked us out of the playoffs too. Fuck this, and then they rooted for us to win so that they could get it. That was just the most absurd sequence of events.
It
I hate
was.
the Seahawks forever now
They love
because of
us
that.
and we hate them. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Well, dude, they're
but
giving
I
him
mean,
100 million for 3 fucking years, and he's already 75.
yeah, not eat. First of all, that his age is not that big of a deal, but also like he just did what nobody in the history of the NFL has done. Talk about a guy, okay, getting drafted pretty early by the Jets, right? Pretty fucking early. All of a sudden gets run out of town after a year, stinks, hasn't started a game since what was it, 2014?
Yep.
And then he leads the NFC in touchdown passes or something like that, or whatever it was. And he led the league in percentage and shit. Like,
Yep.
that was a crazy year. Like, for a guy who didn't even have a starting spot going into this year until he beat out who was the dickhead that they got? Drew Lock. He had to beat
Yeah.
out Drew Lock. Drew Lock might not have a job this year. And he had to
Definitely probably
beat
not.
that guy out. And then he all of a sudden has literally the best comeback year probably out of any quarterback in the history of the world that wasn't Alex Smith.
Who did
Um,
Geno get run out of New York by? Was it butt fumble?
Dude, no, he was after Mark Sanchez. It was just the whole thing. He like
Oh,
broke his jaw. He like broke his hand in a fight with a teammate or his jaw or whatever. Then he
Yeah.
got hurt again, and then it was just he
Things
wasn't
were ugly,
good.
but things were
Yeah,
always ugly under that certain Jets regime. Like they just
yeah,
started to figure it out, just kind of like the
100%.
Lions did.
Yeah, very 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 true. But like, I don't like you talking slander on Gino. You could talk all this shit about the Seahawks, but I feel like Gino got what he deserved, and I think that feel good story for me at least. I think that's one of the cooler stories in the NFL that I've heard in a while,
all right,
other
fine.
than
Then
Alex
fuck the
Smith and Teddy
Seahawks.
Bridgewater.
But Geno, you're not on my shit list. You're right. You're not on my good list.
Yeah, all
You're
right,
right in the middle
fair.
there. You're sitting
Yeah,
right
you
in the
see,
middle because you play for the Seahawks. So fuck you.
and he fucked you guys. But I'm just saying, it's easy for a guy that's on a fan of a team that didn't do shit, and you kind of had there was no, no vendettas throughout the whole season, so it is what it is.
Well, real quick, while we're on some NFL talk, let's do a little bit of Bears Lions talk here, and then next week we'll get into March Madness, and then kind of after that we'll go into some more like draft stuff, obviously in April. So we'll have plenty of NFL talk coming up, but free agency and trade deadline and shit just kind of went off. So what do
Starts
you?
next week.
Yeah, what do you think about like? Do you have a guy out there as a UFA or even an RFA that you would be like, all right, I want the Bears to get this guy? First of all, I think
Well,
needs what do Bears needs? Obviously, D line,
everything,
wide
everything right up the
receiver,
middle, right up
yeah,
the middle. We need
interior O
everything.
line.
Yeah, and you need everything. I mean, honestly, everything but a quarterback. Like we have a couple of solid corners. Um, that's really about it. We don't got much. Our safeties aren't the worst. They're not good,
Mm.
but we need linebackers now. I think getting that. I don't know.
Definitely a tackle, right? You guys need a left tackle, don't you?
Yeah, I mean we our whole O line can be revamped essentially.
Right.
So yes, but I think the one guy, and I think they're, that this is like I've been seeing it around the Twitter world and all that shit and I don't know how to say his name because I've heard it said Okariki and Okereke, the
Mm.
dude that played for I think Indianapolis for a little while.
Yeah,
I
I've
think
heard
that guy,
Okariki more
yeah,
than the other one. Yeah.
I've heard both, and that's why I'm just gonna whatever I said both of them instead.
Yeah.
I think that guy should 100% be on the radar. You know, he's comparable to what we had with Roquan, and it's like, okay. And then I don't know though, other than that in the free agency, dude, I mean Orlando Brown, I think, is a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
Um
There's a really nice guard from the Ravens that I don't think they're going to be able to keep now because of Lamar and, really just Lamar today. So, what would you think about the,
all
uh,
the running back stuff, I hate it.
yeah, what do you think about the Saquon stuff? Obviously, so we're recording this on Tuesday. We heard today that Saquon got franchise tagged by the Giants. But the Bears were the front runner to sign him based on
Yeah.
sportsbook odds. They were plus 300.
I don't like, well, actually the Saquon thing, I don't know how like if there was any turmoil or if it was just kind of like running backs in this league aren't worth paying. I don't know if it was which one that was, but like it definitely sucks to have to see a guy like that where I guess it's not that bad because their team is okay, but like, man, he obviously doesn't want to be there. He's not going to get paid the money he wants from the Giants, so it's like, let him fucking go. The one I was really annoyed about, and I didn't have my eyes on Josh Jacobs as like a bear, but like
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs literally came out and said like he doesn't want to be with Oakland, and I don't know if it was because of who their coach was, if it was because of Derek Carr. I don't know if that's the reason, but like this guy does not want to be there, and they're gonna throw a tag on him. Like I don't know, man. I just feel like, what are your other options? Can you trade that? I don't even know how that works with that 5th year option or whatever the fuck it is. But like, I don't know. I think the franchise tag is bullshit, to be
It is
honest.
tough.
And they did it with Lamar too, right? They just tagged Lamar.
Just tag Lamar.
I
They get
I fuck.
the non-exclusive, so other teams can make them offers at least, which I guess is the better tag if you're gonna get
Ah,
tagged, right?
I don't know. I just think I don't know. I think the franchise tag is bullshit. Personally,
Can you
I don't really
guys
know all the
explain what that
rules.
means? I've
Um,
never understood that.
So the franchise tag is essentially like you only get to tag one player, but tagging that player means that they have to stay with you and you have to pay them like a certain like you get a
it's the
penalty
league
percentage of their
average.
salary. Yeah, you get the league. You have to pay them the league average for their position. Is
I
that what
think
it
it's
is?
for their yeah, it's for their position. I think they take like I believe they take the median of all or whatever the what no. Yeah, I think they take the I don't know if it's the average or if it's like the 16th highest you have to pay them at least. I don't know which one it is, to be honest with you, of the potential starters in the league.
You don't want to have to do it.
No.
You
And
don't.
usually the reason why you're tagging a guy is because he's gonna leave,
Yes.
essentially.
Contracts, so like with Lamar's situation, like contract talks weren't getting done.
No.
Essentially, the Ravens had no choice. Either he was going to walk or they franchise tag him and pay him a shit ton of
Hmm.
money, which is what they
Yeah.
did.
And now it pretty much allows the team an extra year to evaluate whether they want to pay him the max like he wants,
Yep.
or, say he has an off year, they can justify being like, see, you don't deserve the max. You know what I mean? But it's
Yep.
like, it's kind of, I don't
But
know. It's weird and I'm not a huge fan of it.
there's two types of tags too, Jack. There's exclusive and non-exclusive. The exclusive for Lamar was 45 million. for next year, and that means that no other teams could talk to him. He's a Raven. But they tagged him with a non-exclusive, which I think was 37 million.
I think
Ish.
it was only 32, bro. I
Oh,
saw that he's only going to get
32.
32 and a half or something.
Yeah,
Does
so
it
that
only
means
last a season?
Yeah.
after this they either have to come up with a contract or they'd have to franchise tag him again, which is another penalty on top of that.
Ah,
Mhm.
tough.
Yep.
So explain the non-exclusive thing though, where I've actually never really dove into that. Like, what can they do?
That just means teams can match it and take you.
So if a team right now wanted Lamar Jackson for 33 mil, they could do it.
I think so.
Really? I
I'm
didn't
not
know you
100%
could.
sure.
I didn't know you could do that. I thought once you were tagged, you were fucked. I didn't know there was two different types.
Yep. But anyway,
But it's a
yeah, the
lot. What do you? I
franchise
mean,
tag stuff.
you know, the Bears are gonna make their money in the they're gonna make their money in the draft. I do think that they have things that they need to pick up in the free agency, but I don't think this is Super Bowl or bust this year either way. So
Yeah, no.
I think if you go get, you know, we trade the pick. I've been seeing a lot of trade the pick to the Texans and then trade the number 2 pick to like the Panthers or some shit. So
Fuck
you're
yeah, just
getting
collect like 3 first-round picks.
yeah, so like that, and then you know, then you're seeing like Jackson Smith and Jigba, some tackle from Ohio State's up there, some other tackle who's up like Texas A&M or some shit, some big, you know, some really good players. It's like build a base, and then you know wherever we can, you know, I don't know. I think you buy where you
The
could,
Bears are in the best possible position you could ever be going into an NFL
100%.
draft. They're in the
Yeah,
best position.
literally.
They have their
Yeah.
guy. They have
Mhm.
the number 1 pick. You
Yep.
can't underestimate how much that
Yeah.
means and what
So
teams will give you for that.
I think, you know, I think you buy what you could in the free agency. And if you
Yep.
get a guy, then guess what? You can mark that off your list. And if you don't, you still have all this draft capital to try and remedy that. You know, give someone a reason to want to come to Chicago. Because, I mean, other than Arlington, I don't see why you'd want to come here. But yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know if Poles is the guy. I think he could be. I hope he could be. But I just kind of am letting it go. I haven't been paying too much attention because every time
Lot
I think that a Chicago team's gonna get somebody or like try and get somebody, they get fucked or they get franchise tagged or something like
right.
that. Where I'm like, it's not even worth paying attention to until it all happens because who the fuck knows, you know?
It's a lot of smoke for sure.
It's a lot of smoke, especially when you got that first pick where it's like shit gets weird. Like, you
Yeah.
know, there's been so many scenarios that they've been talking about what the Bears could do, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And it's
Yep.
like, whatever, dude. Let's just see it. And, you know, DeMar DeRozan was the worst trade in the history of the NBA, and the guy ends up fucking averaging 30 points last year. You know what I mean? It happens.
Right.
So it is what it is. But we'll see. What about the Lions, man? Well, I don't know. I don't know what they fucking need or what they have. That they might be in a better spot than the Bears. Let's get real. With
I
their
mean,
draft.
we need a shutdown corner. We'd love to get a shutdown corner, and we'd love to get a guy to replace Alex Anelzone, old Anzalone. We just need somebody to
Where did
put
Anal
next.
Zone go?
I mean, where'd he go? Yeah, he's not good. He's just not. I mean, he's the leading tackler on this
Anzalone's
team.
fantastic.
He's a leading tackler on this team because somebody has to be. That's why he's the leading. Like he could be the leading tackler on any shitty team. When we got him from New Orleans, he was a gunner on special teams. He played kickoff, so like he wasn't coming here like
Hey, man,
obviously. Dan
don't shit on
Campbell.
special teams. I was a warrior out there on kick
That's
return.
all. Trust me, dog. That's all I saw the field was a little bit of kickoff, but yeah, I mean, we didn't take him in because we thought he was going to be the next Levante David. We took him in because he was cheap and he could start on this team right now because he's been in the league for a long time. Speaking of Levante David, if I could pick a guy to replace Anal Zone with, it would be Levante David or Bobby Wagner. There just happen to be two disgusting defensive captains coming into unrestricted free agency, and we can get him at a decent cost, like 11 mil a year for 2 years. You know, 22, 25 range.
Do you even sign a guy like Bobby Wagner for 2 years, or those? You think that that's like I feel like a Bobby Wagner is like a year at a time type of situation. No,
Bobby might be a year. Levante David though would be 2,
I could,
and then
yeah,
you
I can
got
see that.
there's some other guys like T.J. Edwards. I don't know if you remember him watching him for the Eagles. He's super solid, and he's going to be in that pool too. So they have a lot of free agency looks at linebacker, which is nice because I'm thinking the same thing that you're thinking. We need to check off a box before the draft, know
Mm-hmm.
what we need going in.
Yeah.
Because the Lions are in a weird position in the draft where they have 6 and 18, and nobody people want to take it. You see it mocked all the time, but you don't want to take a corner at 6. You don't want to have
Mm-hmm.
to. You'd love to get a corner at 18. The problem is a lot of teams in between 6 and 18 need corners, and there's 3 really good corners, and they're all projected to be gone before we get to 18. It's
Yeah.
Witherspoon from Illinois. Shout out the Illini. Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. And fucking Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State, who everybody's projecting to go to the Steelers.
I mean, dude, my thing, bro, is that I sounded like a fucking douche right there. Dude, Sauce Gardner is enough for me.
I know. I get it.
Sauce Gardner is enough for me at this point in time. I know you guys just recently did this and it didn't work out as well with Okuda. I get it.
Yeah.
But if there is a guy and there's a dog, I mean, if he's that good, 6 to me is not unfathomable to take a fucking corner. If he's in that Sauce Gardner type realm, you know what I mean?
And the
Where you're like,
fucked up
oh, this
thing
guy's a
is, yeah, people weren't even talking about Sauce like that.
for
You
real,
know?
bro. They
They were
weren't.
not talking about Sauce like that. When people were talking about Jeff Okuda, it was like this guy is going to be the next Darrell Revis in the league.
It's because
You
he's
know?
Big Ten, dude. You see a guy from Cincinnati, you're
Yep,
like,
you don't
no
even
way
think
this
about
guy's
it.
going to be able to fucking lock down SEC guys, let alone professionals.
Yep.
And dog. I mean,
Yep.
simple as that.
I get what you're saying. Like and it's just tough. If it wasn't us that got burned, I bet you everybody in Detroit would be all aboard the corner
it would.
bandwagon.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But
I
it
mean,
was
and it was
us.
so recently too. It was
Guy's
so
not even off
so
his
little
rookie
ago.
contract yet.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
So
I'll
it's tough. If you know,
definitely.
we'll get more into the draft later on. I've got some guys that I definitely want there at that 6th spot. And perfect. Obviously, I have a lot of trade up scenarios that I love too, which is kind of crazy. Trading into that
Trade
3
up.
spot, trade up, trade
Oh.
into like the 3 spot. Go get our choice of maybe Jalen Carter or Will Anderson. That'd be fucking sweet too. But we'll get
Well,
into
I
all
mean,
that.
yeah, and also Jalen Carter. Who knows if he's even what's
Who
gonna
knows where
happen
he's
with him?
going now? Yeah,
Yeah,
who knows where
which
he's
is
going.
crazy because that's as a Bears fan. Not to we don't have to keep talking about this, but like as a
No.
Bears fan, what do you want? You want Jalen fucking Carter
You do.
or Will Anderson, but you mostly want fucking Jalen Carter. And now this guy is in some dumbass situation. You're like, oh my god, dude, like what is going on?
It would be nasty for them to get Will Anderson though, like just basically replace Khalil Mack for no money.
No,
you know, like,
for sure. I mean, I think preseason, you're like, oh, that's the guy the Bears want is Will Anderson. But then Jalen Carter came and was like, hey, maybe I'm the best defensive player in this draft. You know what I mean? And it's like, now which one do you take?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
It's tough.
We'll talk more. Got baseball coming up, dude. We got to talk about. We do have to talk about baseball rules before the season starts because shit is getting weird, and I don't have a full grasp on it yet, but it's confusing, and I don't know if I like it. I think they are going to ruin baseball.
Write that down. Write that down for the last week of March because that'll come out right before opening day, March 30th. So last week of March, we'll go over that. We'll be still talking about the tournament too, and opening day will be perfect. But Michael is 30 tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For everyone on the Fair Enough podcast, your co-host is 30 years old tomorrow. That's fucking nuts.
Happy birthday, Michael.
How do we feel?
Buddy? I don't feel any fucking older, obviously. The whole like, I don't feel a day over this age. Like I really don't. Like I feel like I've been 25 for the last 10 years. Like you know what I mean? I feel like since I've turned 21, I feel like I've been 25. Like
I
that's
totally get that. I feel the same way.
so. Like I mean,
It's
my
just
lifestyle
perpetual.
hasn't changed. You know, I haven't had any crazy life changes other than like the injury, but like that doesn't age really didn't have anything to factor into that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel good, man. I last year was probably the best year, even with the surgery and the injury of my entire life. I did more things than I've ever done. I made more money than I've ever made. I got to do this. You
Yep.
know, like we didn't talk about this on like the New Year's shit, but like last year, legit 2022 was a phenomenal year. I did so much cool shit, and I didn't even like go traveling either. Like I went to a couple places, but like I did so much cool shit for me at least that like I've never done or that I've wanted to do, and was able to buy whatever I want, and it's just like I feel good. I'm happy, and that's all I can really ask for at this point. And I got a good core, and I got a good group around me, and yeah, I mean, it's just to another good year, healthy this year, hopefully, and
Yeah,
fucking keep her
that's what we
going.
need.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude. I mean,
so.
I think we're gonna have a great summer too.
Mhm.
I think summer's dialing up real nice. Like we
Yeah,
got
man,
some
I already got.
plans.
Yeah,
Me and the
I already
fellas were
have.
talking about some plans too that we'll have to get you in on. We were throwing out ideas left and right today. Somebody was like fucking Baton Rouge, Louisiana, July 28th. Like
Just out of nowhere.
we were just throwing out anything. We were like, what's a
Yeah,
possibility? We are just trying to
yeah.
fill up our summer. So
Dude, dude, well, obviously, the rest of the March is a fucking nightmare. Well, like in a good way.
yeah,
I got like, my April is fucking is
juiced.
good.
Yeah.
Not like completely, but yeah, I got a couple of things where I'm like, I'm gonna go see, I'm gonna go to the fucking SLS, the Street League skateboarding, the
Oh,
tournament.
that'll
Like
be
we're
sick.
Yeah, dude, fucking $25 for a ticket. I'm doing that in like middle of fucking April. I got some other shit lined up that I can't think of on the top of my head, but oh yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. So
Yeah, that's dope. I might need to try to make it out there for that.
dude, it's cheap as fuck. It's a Saturday too, and I might have that Cubs game day, so I might be going to like half a Cubs game and then to the SLS tournament.
Is that April 8th?
No, it's the 20 something.
Okay. Oh, 22nd.
I don't know. It
I
could be the
got Luke
29th. I
Combs.
don't know which one it
It's
is.
29th. I
Definitely,
might be able to swing it.
it
Yeah,
might be
that's
the
dope.
29th.
Are you doing anything tomorrow for your actual birthday?
Nah, I was thinking about taking off work. I might
It's
go out to
classic. It's a
I might
great
go
move.
out to dinner with like my sisters and shit and see what they want to do. But I mean, it's a work day, and I'm gonna come home and be lazy and watch basketball probably and gamble. So that's probably all
Yeah.
I'll do.
We're not going to be celebrating this weekend, but next weekend we'll be celebrating plenty.
Yeah,
So we're going to have
definitely.
a fucking great time next weekend. I am psyched. We were talking about it again today, and I'm ready to get back into the old Emerald City, the old Big Apple. It's going to be good to be back out there across the lake. So
It's his old Big Apple. You're such a fucking idiot, dude.
the
I love
Sin
it.
City. Great
Yeah,
time. Okay.
but
Well, happy birthday, brother. We love you. We couldn't have gotten to what episode is it, Jack?
59. And
59.
Bob's
Couldn't have
absolutely
got
right, man.
couldn't have got to 59 without you.
No,
Wouldn't
sir.
have.
We love you a
Absolutely.
whole bunch, man.
There was one person I was doing this podcast with, and it was you. So, and now we're fucking.
Yep.
I
living the dream.
auditioned and I didn't make it, so.
Jack, yeah. We only went through one person for hiring process for the producer, and this is what y'all get. So, our vetting process shows.
So all complaints can be sent directly to Bob's email and Mikey's
that's
email.
fine. Yep. RobertBrennan410 @gmail. Send them on through. Okay. Next week we got fucking tournament shit to talk about. This week is a great gambling weekend. Next weekend's going to be a great gambling weekend. So we'll have plenty to talk about. We'll do some big time gambling corner. I gave you guys a bunch of stats last year. I'll try to find some more goofy stats for the tournament this year, to maybe help you win some bets, win some brackets, things like that. But yeah, so that's what's in store for episode 60. Make sure to slide into Mike's DMs, wish him a happy 30th. You could put like a dinosaur in there or something that he's probably used to seeing from when he was growing up. And yeah, that's it. Episode 59 is a wrap. We love you guys.
Love ya.